back with another one. This is another scanning video. The lake water level is very low, which is a perfect time to get out here and make sure you scan the areas. You will be able to find submerged rocks, laydowns, just all kinds of good things if you just take a little bit of time to get out here and start scanning. So let me go ahead and switch this around and show you guys my settings first. So on the lower pane, I have my sonar, have my down scan, and these are the settings that I currently have those on, just so you guys know. But as always, you need to set those specifically for whatever lake you're at and the water conditions that you're going to be facing for that day. And I'm on the lower level, as you can see right here. So now let me go ahead and switch this to the upper level. This is going to be my side scan up here, and there are my side scan settings. So I do adjust those settings depending on what I want to do. If I'm going to go directly down the middle of a cove, I may widen this out a little farther so that I can see farther out to the left and right of the cove. But for right now, I'm just going to run down on the left side and show you guys what I have found, which is going to be some very good stuff. All right, so take a look over here. Let me just exit out on this side and go over here to the sonar side. I'm sorry, the mapping side. Very simple. Let's see. I'm out here trying to do this with one hand, guys. Let me go ahead and move because I'm getting in some shallow water. As you can see, I have my mapping side set over here. Anything that is 10 feet and shallower is going to be red. I have that green area set to anything, I believe it's 20 to 30 feet. Let's see, we can go ahead and pull that up real quick. There is that screen, and this is my Humminbird Lake Master chip. So that's what you're looking at right here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be scanning today. So take a look over there, guys. You see all of that sand. So that's kind of like a sandy point, flat, something like that. All of that is out of the water right now. It is normally in the water. And what we are going to do is just go straight down this bank. I would say I'm going to try to stay, maybe I'm in 19 feet of water right now, but I will try to stay maybe closer in, maybe around, I think that's about good, 19 feet of water or so, because then that allows me to see all the way out to the bank. See, there you go. There's some isolated rocks right over there. So what I would do is mark those, and I would use the icon for rocks whenever I mark that. Then I see that overhanging trees. You kind of see like a little feeder creek, not a feeder creek, but where some water runoff comes down in there. And a lot of times those are indication of ditches also. Take a look at that, guys. There are some laydowns right there. And all I am doing is also at the same time, I'm looking to see what I can see with my eyes, and also looking to see what I see on my side scan. So you can see the rocks right here. And in just a minute, I will show you guys how I go through and mark the locations whenever I'm finding those. So let me just see if I can scan this in just a little bit farther for you guys real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so take a look at that. You see the laydowns coming into the water. You see isolated areas where there's rocks. Then there's an area where it's clear at. Take a look, there's another area with rocks. So all I do is I come straight down this bank, and now that I can see it with my eyes, the side scan is always a good tool to still have, because it will let you see how far out into the water that the rocks or the laydowns or whatever that you're actually seeing come out. But the main thing is, now that I can see this with my eyes, all I would do is move my cursor over to where, so take a look at that right there, guys. Let me switch this back over real quick. Kind of too far in. All right, so if you take a look right there, you can see where those rocks came out some. So I'm a little too far from the bank right now. I'm sitting in 25 feet of water. Like I said, I generally want to stay in here to where the water is maybe like 15 feet or so, sometimes 20, just as long as I can see the bank. But let me get back and zoom in again for you guys. So that, there you go. So take a look at that. All of that you're looking at would normally be underwater. But now that the water level is low, you can definitely get in here and see those areas, mark those areas, and come back and fish those areas later. So you see some laydowns over there, you see some rocks. So you guys that like fishing shallow, this is really something that I would suggest that you take the time to do, because you can find some very productive areas and cut down on your search time whenever it's time to get out here and start fishing. And for you guys that are in the Patreon, there is a more detailed, I guess a little more detail, and I kind of go over some information with the Mega Live. So if you guys are in the Patreon, make sure you check out that video. I will also put this video in the Patreon for you guys, so you won't have to search and find this one, because it kind of goes you know, kind of goes together with that other video. So in that Patreon, I will put some useful videos and things like that in there also. So it won't always be Patreon exclusive stuff, but there will definitely be Patreon exclusive information, videos, and just, you know, more details of things in that Patreon. So there we go. Let me just zoom back in. Okay, there we go, guys. You can see the rocks right there. There's another laydown, and see, if you take a look at the back of that, that is normally completely under the water. So you would not even see that unless you know how to use your electronics. Maybe that 360 or something like that would catch it. But if you don't have forward-facing sonar or the 360, more than likely you're gonna pass right over that. And there's a good chance that you could drive the boat directly on top of it and spook those fish. So now the chances of catching those become a little less likely. All right, so take a look at all of those rocks, guys. Looks good, looks good. All right, so now let's take another look at the side imaging. Let me fix this for you guys. Come back out a little bit. So there we go. So take a look at that. All right, and you can see how far they come out. So whenever you mark this, you would just move the cursor out here and just make waypoints all around in that area so you can kind of outline it. And that's how it looks for what you can see. And that side imaging is going to show you what you can't see. Look at that. There's a laydown right there. Now that's out there kind of deep, and you can mark that and maybe go on top of it with your sonar. Maybe they'll hit a drop shot or something like that. But the main thing, guys, is that this information is what you need in order to get out on the water and focus on fishing instead of having to find fish or find structure that you want to fish or cover at the same time as you're fishing. You can target directly what you're looking for and go to those exact locations. You'll already have in mind what you need to be throwing, what type of bait you need, and things like that based on the cover or structure that you are fishing. All right, now check this out right here, guys. Sonar, down scan, side scan. Look at those rocks. Look at that brush pile. There's a big fish right there. You can see that same fish right here. See that dot? And now we have pretty much come all the way down to the end of that cove. So I'll just turn back around real quick, just so you guys can see how that cove looks. And let's go ahead and take another pass. And I know the first time I showed you guys what you can see with your eyes, that whenever the water level goes up, you will not be able to see it. So now we're gonna go back down, and let's just take a look at the electronics the entire time. All right, so we're gonna do it again, and excuse any type of glare or anything like that that you may see because the sun is out. All right, so there we go. We're starting to see things right away on that side scan. Let's see with this. Okay, I have that one set up on mapping. There you go. So I've already come through here and marked some of these spots, put a lot of waypoints in here on things, and then I have it set to where anything that I see like that, I may have it set to where it marks as a brush pile. This unit over here, although it's on mapping, I run side scan on this one. So whenever I see this unit is set to where the waypoints will mark as rocks. So whenever I see brush or certain types of cover, I will mark it with this unit. Whenever I see rocks, I will mark it on this unit over here. And that's pretty much the setup, guys. So I have my sonar down scan on this second setting. On this first one, I have my side scan. So take a look at that, guys. I have my side scan, then I have my sonar and my down scan. And if you look to the side, what all we're doing, guys, is going straight down the same cove, but instead of looking at the cover and structure that I was showing you this time, on this pass, we're going to take a look at the electronics so you can see how everything looks on here. Look at the detail that you see on that side scan. So it's very important to take the time and see. We're only 9 minutes into this video, guys. So just think, if you're out here doing this, if you just take out 30 minutes or an hour out of your 4, 5, 6 hour day, just take that time to put in some work and scan some things. You never know what you can find, and you may find something that in that one day that is now productive for you for the next 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, where now you have a spot that you can come to and target. Now take a look at this. So we have the rocks over here that you can see with your eyes. You can see where they come out to, and you can also see the rocks on this side. So that, I would say, is about 40 feet over. We just have to put in consideration the water depth that we're in. Then there's another brush pile right here, guys. So you can see that kind of shady area. You can see the rocks right here again. Let's get in on there so you can see those rocks. And so all you're really doing is pointing out and marking the areas where you feel are the high productive areas, the high percentage areas, basically. All right, and if we take a look up here, you can see it's coming up on those rocks. So that would be that would definitely be a spot that I would mark based on what I can see with my eyes. And for anything that I can't see right now, I would go ahead and mark it on the side scan. But mainly, the main point that I wanted you guys to get out of this is that when the water level is down, it is a lot easier to get out here and put in work and find that cover, that structure. Look at those rocks. That whenever that water level goes up, will be high productive areas. All right, there we go. Check out that side scan, guys. And remember the settings, I showed those at the beginning of the video. For you guys in the Patreon, after this video is over, make sure you go into the Patreon so you can see what I was showing you on that Mega Live imaging when it comes to how you want to approach scanning these coves when the water level is low. All right, guys, appreciate you supporting the channel. Hit the like button on the way out if you did not already hit it. It really helps out the channel, guys. Really appreciate it. And make sure you join in for the live streams that we do weekly. Have a good time in there. Get to know everybody in the in the subscriber community that we're building. See you all. I will see you all on the next video.